Before we embark on our day as environmental science, it is important that everyone understands what climate change is and how we humans are contributing to it. The story begins many million years ago, even before the dinosaurs. The Earth's surface was once covered in swamps. Plants and animals that died in these swamps were covered by layers of dirt and water. After millions of years under tons of heat and pressure, energy from buried plants and animals transformed into three different forms of fossil fuel: coal, oil, and natural gas. Humans extract these fossil fuels from deep inside the earth and harness their energy to fuel our cars, trains, and airplanes, heat our houses, cook our food, and for many other things we use in our lives every single day. Without energy from fossil fuels, our lives would look very different. Today, almost all of the energy we use for our lives come from fossil fuels. However, fossil fuels take millions of years to form, and we are rapidly using our limited supply when we burn to create energy. CO2 is released into the atmosphere. CO2 is a greenhouse gas, meaning that it traps heat in the atmosphere, warming the planet. As we add CO2 into the atmosphere, more heat is trapped, causing temperatures on Earth to rise. Our rapidly warming Earth is an unhealthy Earth. Temperatures and weather patterns are changing so rapidly that plants and animals, including humans, are unable to adapt. Do you know that humans exhale CO2 into the atmosphere with every breath? But don't hold your breath. Human breath contributes a tiny amount of CO2 to the atmosphere in comparison to what comes from burning fossil fuels. Like humans, trees and other plants also breathe. But instead of exhaling CO2 into the atmosphere, they inhale CO2 through stomata on their leaves. Trees eat CO2. When CO2 being gobbled up by the plant, they will release oxygen and water. Currently, trees uptake around a quarter of the CO2 that is deposited into the atmosphere. Although the powers of trees is amazing, they cannot consume all of the CO2 that humans are putting into the atmosphere by burning fossil fuels. Rising CO2 in the atmosphere is a huge problem that humans have created and scientists are trying to solve. Today, we will show you some of the tools we use as scientists to study how CO2 moves between Earth's surface and the atmosphere.